I am a musician and I taught music for many years. So, well, if I can also be a bridge and teach this, or at least share with people, but like having the tools to do it, this is great. I mean, I felt like uh, touched by God because of having the opportunity to know this um, technology. So I have to share it with the world because it's great and it's yes, it's one of the solutions to heal a little bit. So I think that that was the main thing. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Adguru e namahe, Jugadguru e namahe, Satguru e namahe, Sri Guru Deve e namahe, Adguru e namahe, Jugadguru e namahe, Satguru e namahe, Sri Guru Deve e namahe, Adguru e namahe, Jugadguru e namahe, Satguru e namahe, Sri Guru Deve e namahe.
Wow, thank you so much. Wow. Good morning and good after. I think it's good morning in Argentina now, and coming to a good evening in Europe. But wherever you are, thank you for joining in again with me. And this time we have Lakshmi Tera from Argentina joining us. I'm so happy because it's our first Latin American guest. So very welcome, Lakshmi Tera. How are you?
Satnam, hello to everyone. I am really excited to be here, so thank you for the opportunity. Yes.
It's always amazing how I follow my intuition. I think we met through Instagram, through the Kundalini Yoga Club, or I don't know exactly, but we met, or I met, and I felt I had to get to know who you are because you were showing things from the Kundalini Yoga on your Instagram as a teacher, and I just picked up a spark of light, and that all culminated into this podcast where we discover that you're actually in the teacher training with a great teacher, Nam Nidan, but you're really embarking on the Kundalini yoga path, right?
Yes, that's right. I am really full in Kundalini yoga path. Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
And tell us something about you before you decide to go onto this path, Lakshmi Tera.
Oh, well, something that is really something about what? My previous life, you mean?
Oh no! What were you doing before you discovered Kundalini? I mean, how does your life look like in Argentina?
Okay, well, just before finding Kundalini yoga, I was going through a really tough moment. So I started trying many things. Well, I mean, I'm a really curious person, so I'm always trying many things, you know. But in that specific time that I was going through a really hard time in a health and emotional way, I started trying more things and investigating and reading about blah 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 blah. Well, I suddenly get to Kundalini yoga because I started following Namnidan. So I started listening to her, and it was like, okay, this woman is really special. That spark of light, it was like a huge spark of light. And well, for a while, I only listened and watched to her videos. And then I got to know that she has some classes on her website. So I started on my own. Um, the day I started, I never quit. It was like first day, and I continue practicing every day with those classes on my own, like for 6 months. It was that way. She was my guide, but she didn't know because I was on my own.
Wow. So you did 6 months the same Kriya, or you had a set of Kriyas that you could select from?
Well, actually, I first started doing all the classes because she has many.
Oh, yeah.
And then I found one that she says, okay, you can do this one every day. So it was, okay, this is my opportunity. So I picked that one because I didn't know anything about Kundalini. But when she says, you can do it every day, okay, I will do this one. And I remember it has Satkriya because I remember doing Satkriya. Yes, and fire breathing. So yes, I started that way.
And what made you go for it every day? And you didn't even you didn't even experience the real life teacher. You just had a teaching. What happened? How could that be?
Yes, I have never thought about that, but yes, it's quite weird, right? Well, first of all, as I told you, I was going through a really tough moment, so I was really uh, available to try things that can make me like good, you know. So I already known her because of her videos and yes, all the things that she said was like, okay, she's a huge woman, and I really
Give us
trust
an
her.
example. Give us an example. What did she say, Namni Dan, that touched you so much? We're talking about Namni Dan, who has like 2.1 million followers on Instagram. So, what did she say that touched you?
Yes. Um, I think it's not really one thing she said, but it was like she was uh, so simple, so humble, so pure, you know? I mean, she's like, wow, 2 million followers, but she was like, okay, I am this, and whenever she talks, it was like she's so sure, and she transmits peace and pureness and confidence that yes, the things she said are important and are great, but it is the way, you know. So it was like like if everything was so coherent, what she says, what she does, what she is. So the coherence is something that is not so common nowadays. So I think that this really touched me, you know. It was like a strike directly to my heart. But I didn't really think a lot. And so I started trying one or two meditations and the classes, and was like, okay, this has huge impacts on myself. So I don't know if it is the path or whatever, but this is having really huge effects on me. So I will continue. I
Describe the
am,
impact.
and okay, the impacts. Um, a lot of crying. I always cry a lot, but this was like in a free way. Like, okay, I cry and I feel freedom of feelings, freedom of soul. I don't know. I was going through a lot of pain, so it was like a relief. But it's not like a relief, like a tiny relief. It was like a deep relief, and at the same time, it was like a storm. You know, I always say that Kundalini yoga is like it punch punches your face, but at the same time, it gives you all the structure and all the tools to shine. It's like both things at the same time. Like yes, like an earthquake of your soul, and that earthquake is like wow, like heavy metal stuff, but that makes a huge impact on your soul and a relief and a really very powerful healing effect.
Mm. And how many days already have you done Kundalini yoga then about? How many days? How many years?
Like 2 years and a half. So perhaps it's not much between brackets, but it's quite a lot if you do not stop doing it, and if you do it.
Mm.
I mean, when I started, I it was like I need to do Kundalini yoga because I couldn't do anything else. So I practiced Kundalini yoga like 5 hours a day, sometimes 2 kriyas a day. It was like something crazy. Um, and yes, I didn't mention all the other symptoms because I started to experience yes, like things that were actually not nice, like nauseous or yes, or a lot of anger, a lot of anguish, sadness. It was like all the mud, all the things that were stuck on my soul. They were all coming out, and it was horrible and really tough. But at the same time, I knew it was the real healing. And this finishes like finished like 6 months ago. So it was like 2 years of getting all the garbage, the huge garbage out because I continue cleaning myself, of course, every day, but it was really something big for 2 years at
And
least.
you never thought is this dangerous to go through so much garbage? You never thought of stopping?
Not because of fear about dangers, because um, when you go through really tough moments, um, when you experience a lot of physical pain and emotional pain, then you start losing fear because it's like I cannot be worse because I am feeling so bad that I cannot feel worse. So that is like the best moment to start this because you have no excuses and you won't run away because you don't have choice. So it's like staying in the worst place ever or doing anything else. So Kundalini, you know?
Wow, how
So,
that sounds very brave. Do you think you're brave?
oh, yes, yes, I am really brave. Yes. And then, meanwhile, in the process, I have really terrifying moments and really terrifying meditation. It was like, I think I haven't been so scared my whole life that in those meditations, because it's like I opened some huge doors and all my fears came out.
Mm.
Uh, so it was really terrifying, but at the same time, I felt all the universe power, all the angels and the guides saying, go, go, continue. It is the way you have to go through this. Uh, yes, yes, do it.
Wow.
And also, I have been asking the universe for this because it was like I always ask every night. Well, universe, I want to get deeper on my spiritual path. But of course, you ask for things and you never imagine the way they will come to you. So I asked for this, and I have a really painful illness between brackets again. Um, a lot of pain, blah 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 blah, depression, and now here I am in the more spiritual and in the yes the best moment of my life.
So, were you doing those meditations completely on your own? Was there nobody guiding you at that moment?
Um, well, most of the time there was nobody guiding, but it
Hmm.
was like I did some classes and trainings with Namnidan. I did some classes with a Kundalini yoga teacher in Argentina, and
Hmm.
then I have a couple of uh, Kundalini yoga teachers like guiding me, but I don't know, in WhatsApp with voice messages. But then, yes, most of the time was in my own. And then, of course, when I was doing the teacher training, every day with my Sangat, we did sadhana all together, online sessions. But then, yes, I mean, it's always on your own. Uh, there, there are always people that can guide you, but it's always on your own. It's the only way.
Mm. And if you would do it differently, would you have done it differently? It sounds like pretty scary.
Um, I don't know. I don't think so. Uh, it was perfect, and uh, it also helped me a lot to start realizing how brave I am, because I think I yes I didn't know it before. So I needed something very strong to realize, just to get conscious of my power, my own power. Sometimes we have to reach the borders, you know.
And to get through the borders, right?
So yes, yes, and I really need to be on my own many hours, it seems. So no, it's perfect. And now I love to be on my own. I love to share with others, but not because I need others. I mean, in a dependent way, but because I want to share with others. But I love to be on my own, and I'm not scared about that.
Wow.
And
And now you,
one
yes,
more
go
thing,
on.
that is really important is that um, when I started Kundalini yoga, uh, I started feeling in my body in a real way, um, this like supporting, like universal supporting. So I think I could do it, and yes, and went through all that because I felt that supporting, I felt supportive. Yes, and when you start really feeling that, um, fear is off.
Beautiful. And then you said,
Yes.
I'm gonna join the teacher training.
Well, actually, I think I didn't decide it. It was more like Kundalini yoga chooses me. So it was like more w- when when I want to realize I was a teacher. So it was like, yes, I needed to do it. It was I yes, I didn't think about it. It was like, okay, teacher training, go.
Have you always been making decisions so intuitive, or
Um, yes and no. I think I've always been like a spontaneous person, like, but more like in a impulsive way. Okay, I want this. Okay, I'll go. I had this, yes, but then the intuition started refining. So now, when one of these things appears, I think that it's like from, I don't know, from my roots, like a deep feeling. Uh, so I never doubt it. If that feeling appears, okay, it is that way.
and where does that feeling come
Uh,
from? Can you distinct that? Like, I mean, and there's so many feelings, but where's that feeling that is so essential to you? Where does that come from in the body?
um, like my, yes, perhaps my uterus, if I could say, like a part of my body, or my navel point. I don't know. Yes, I must add that. But it's like I don't know the English word for
Gut
entrañas.
feeling? Is that a gut feeling? Like the guts, the belly area? Or is that something
Yes,
from
can
your thought?
be. I don't know. I don't know. But yes, it's like deep down and comes up.
Yes. Yeah, there is a difference, right? We can think a lot, but when there is this deeper feeling that comes from the lower areas of your body, then it comes up, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Mm,
And it's okay,
beautiful.
no doubt. Yes, I will do it. And sometimes it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is like, okay, it kind of scares me a little, or this is something really big. But okay, I yes, no doubt, I will do it anyway.
And I didn't for the listeners. We don't really know your age, but you're relatively young, aren't you? Can I ask?
Well, yes, of course. I don't know what you mean by young, but my age, I'm almost 37.
37. Wow. Yeah. Well, I guess that's because I'm 47. I find that young, but no, that's it is what it is. But um, what made you say, okay, let's go, let's become a yoga teacher? And what are you what were you doing before, and why make the transition to become a yoga teacher?
Okay. I think the big thing was that I finally found something very powerful, very. coherent again, this word, uh, um, that really can heal people. And I experienced it myself because it definitely changed my life. So this has to be spread out through all around the world.
Hmm.
So I am a teacher because I am a musician and I taught music for many years. So, well, if I can also be a bridge and teach this, or at least share with people, but like having the tools to do it, this is great. I mean, I felt like uh, touched by God because of having the opportunity to know this um, technology. So I have to share it with the world because it's great and it's yes, it's one of the solutions to heal a little bit. So I think that that was the main thing.
And when you say about healing, what is your understanding of healing? Because I think not everybody has the same understanding of the word healing. Um, how have you
Okay.
experienced healing?
Well, good question. I think, well, first, like I told you before, uh, taking out the the garbage between brackets. What is garbage? I mean the our ghosts, our wounds, like go straight to them. Uh, yes, and open. Take them to how can I say this? Like they are stuck on your soul, on your heart, and you need to release them. And that is not easy. I am not telling that Kundalini yoga is the only way, but I tried many things. And
Such as?
yes,
What did you try?
eh? Such
What
as,
did you try
okay,
before?
well, uh, many years of psychology, psychoanalysis, um, uh, I don't know the English word, but we have osteopatha, homeopatha,
Homeopathy,
constellations.
constellations, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes, a lot of things. Um, and yes, they have their effect, but well, Kundalini yoga for me it was different. So about healing, mm, would be like um, facing facing things, but not only facing them, but transforming them in a way, you know, like uh, using your wounds, your fears, like fuel instead of um, stacking with them and sinking.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's something difficult to explain because you
So
have
if I
to
can,
go
if can I
through it.
yeah, if I can translate a bit. So you experience a lot of heaviness in your life, which you were not able to release, and it made you feel like you were sinking down with it. It kept you heavy. Maybe you experienced some darkness, and Kundalini Yoga gave you tools to face this, be with it, and transform it into light, and come out with more strength and more light.
Yes, that's a very good explanation. And another thing, uh, yes, in a more simple way, um, easier. Um, it's about knowing yourself, your true self, because there are so many things that we learn, and we believe that are things from us, and they are not. It's like things from our family, from the society, things that we have to do. And it's like, okay, who who am I? We are lost. We have lost our true identity. So perhaps healing is about that, finding, refinding your true identity again,
Yeah,
remembering who you are.
yeah. Healing is also the practice to make you whole again, right? Complete.
Yes, remembering,
Yeah,
because you
remember.
never stop being complete, but you
Yeah.
you forgot it. So you have to remember it again. Yes.
Ah, that's so cool. Healing is the practice to remember that you are whole, complete.
Yes, I'm perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, how is teacher training for you? Tell us.
Woo! How is? Um, um, well, it's really intense. um, yes, you need a lot of discipline, and you really need to be involved, because otherwise you will probably quit it sooner or later. Because Kundalini yoga and teacher training for me is not something that you can do halfway. It's like, okay, you are in or you are not in. Um, for me, it's the most incredible thing I've ever done. Uh, Many new paths are opening. Uh, it's a pure blessing. I mean, yes, to to have the opportunity to be a teacher and to share all these things and to be able to make people feel better and to find their true selves. It's yes, a huge blessing. Um, it's also really tough. Of course, it's not everything is like, oh, birds singing. No, 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 no. It's really tough. And yes, there are periods that it's like, okay, I am not going to be able to go through this because it's a lot. For example, a lot of pain and or a lot of intensity. Uh, but then you know that yes, you are able. It's only periods. Yes, it will pass, go away, and so you continue. But yes, in the middle you have doubts too. I think that doubts are good. Um, so you ask yourself questions, and then you get the answer, but in a stronger way because you continue doing it. So yes, yes, and well, I mean, I am really new on this because 2 years and a half is like a little time, but well, I think it's just like something with a exponential growing.
Well, if you do, I know many people who do not do everyday yoga. So, but if you do Kundalini yoga every day for 2.5 years, that is quite a track record. There's nothing little about that. So, congratulations.
Okay.
Um, how does this impact life? You know, going all in. I don't know if it's like something everybody does, but you have chosen to go all in, right? And to be committed to it. How does this impact your life? And how do you notice it?
Well, Okay. At the beginning, it was kind of difficult because it was like a really crazy thing. I mean, anyone who has ever done a Kundalini yoga session knows that it's quite weird in a way, not like any other type of yoga. Um, but then the time schedule and all this discipline, it is like a social breaker, if you know what I mean. Um, but then I have a life that it's really mm, non-common life because I live in nature and I work in an independent way, so I have my time schedule, so I can organize uh, my stuff and things. I can choose, yes, when to make my practice. So well, that makes it easier. But yes, at the beginning it was like a yes, like social breaker. Okay, I have to change many things, and people started like, okay, what you are in, like you are going crazy. And I think that nowadays there are many that still think that way. But then there are many others that knows me, and and as they listen to me and as they see my changes and the way I live right now, it's like I think that is like okay, I don't know exactly what she's doing, and it is weird, but she seems so radiant and she's doing great. So okay, there must be something right there. Um,
So you had
and
to go through some social acceptance. Like your environment has some certain judgments. You're not participating in the normal rhythm anymore. You say you have to eat
yes,
differently, wake up earlier. They think you're like, did it across the point that they thought, "Well, is this some crazy sect or something? Did that happen?"
yes, of course. And you know, Kundalini is not so well known. So yes, it's like, okay, what is she in? But then in the beginning, it was like I was really rigid, you know, when you start something and you do it all the way it has to be and in a rigid way. And that was like, yes, perhaps the most difficult time. But then everything started to be more flexible, not with less discipline, but more flexible because you start, okay, have confidence on what you do, and you start knowing more the thing, so it gets easier, and you okay, the things align again.
So you found a kind of a suitable way to dance through it instead of just rigidly going into it like a vlog. Because the people who are not watching
Exactly.
this on YouTube, she start to make a very dancing move.
Yes. Yes. Right, right. And okay, I will mention it. I used to be a really rigid person with a lot of exigence, and it was something that was always making me unhappy, you know, this rigid stuff. And when I started Kundalini yoga, it was like, oh my God, more rigidness, more discipline. What am I doing? And then I realized that as everything is perfect, when in Kundalini yoga, it says like, okay, do it more, and people do it like more. I had to do less. That was my path to do less. Okay. more naval points stronger, and my naval point was so strong that I need to relax it. So it's like a paradox because in this like kind of rigid thing and discipline thing in Kundalini yoga, I found my flexibility, and I found how to um, use my discipline, but in a healthy way.
Hmm. So you're saying you found more balance.
Yes, yes, and the things that were like things that were not making what were making me unhappy, like rigidness, and now that I found the way uh, of taking profit of them, you know, and they became like gifts because discipline in that way is a gift. It can be
Hmm.
on your side or destroying you. So
Hmm.
that was another big change.
Hmm. Can you imagine your life in 5 years from now?
Um, kind of, yes. Um, yes, because I now on my meditations I see myself doing many things in the future. It's like images, and I know it will be that way. I don't know when, but kind of. So yes, I can imagine myself. But then I don't like to like again set rigid things. So I saw it, I see it, I can imagine, but okay, let the universe work freely.
And to anybody who actually is afraid but attracted to this Kundalini yoga, but knows that they also have a lot of unprocessed things that might not that prevent them to understand they are whole or complete, and they have this fear but they are attracted anyways. What would you tell to them?
Okay, interesting. I will tell them start with a little few things and with little times, like something that you can continue because it's a lot more important to continue to have this daily thing to create this habit, this routine of taking care of myself and listen to myself. That is the most important thing. So it doesn't matter. It can be like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Only breathe. I don't know, paying attention to the sounds. That's all. But try to do it every day to create that habit. So try to take away or leave away the high expectations. You know. So start with really tiny things because tiny things maintained in time do huge things.
And can you just sometimes like book a whole day and then once a month do a whole day, then not? Is that not possible? Why you need to
Um,
develop
I would,
this everyday thing?
I mean, I would never say that something is not possible because each person is a universe, and okay, you have to make your own experience. But I think it's more worthy to have a daily practice, a daily habit, because we work with habits. We are, I mean, human beings are habits habits dependent. We work with habits. So um, to make the real and deep healing, I need. I think you need the daily practice. Yes, like little by little. Um, of course, that one whole day can be really healing, but then if you do not continue with that, you are not really compromising yourself. So you have to decide that you really want to to be with yourself, to heal yourself, to listen to yourself. I think that that is the difference. That when you start doing it every day, it's because you have really decided.
Hmm.
But of course, this is not from one day to another, or perhaps yes, in my case it was. But sometimes you start and then you quit and you start again. But that is why I say uh, leave aside the high expectations. Just
Hmm.
breathe 1 minute consciously every day. That's all. And try to not expect anything about that.
Hmm. Yeah, I can. When you talk about that, in front of me appears a picture of a fire. If you want to create an internal transformational fire, then you have to keep it burning, and you cannot keep it burning by doing it once every now and then. That fire needs to have air and wood every day, and
Exactly. Or
Mhm.
like a plant.
Mhm.
Hey, it needs water every day. It needs light. So a tiny plant, but yes, it's a daily work.
Hmm.
Yes.
And
And
I hear,
yeah,
go on.
know that nowadays we are like going through really tough moments because everything is changing so quickly, and things are like with such an intensity that I think that now meditation is not like a choice. I think that most of the people have to do it because yes, it is becoming like a needing more than a choice.
And you've actually, since you started your teacher training, I know that you've been involved into projects to support other people, right? Not just yourself. You've actually went from healing yourself into sharing what you've learned, correct? And you
Yes,
do that with Namni
yes,
Dan, correct? Tell us what
yes.
is your life? Go ahead.
Um, yes, one of the things it is with Namnidam. I will go on to that, but first I wanted to say that when I started healing, um, I was in pain because it is a process. It's not like okay, I started and now I am feeling great. No, it's like you go through all the process. But when I started, uh, I felt the urgency, the needing of sharing with others because it was like, okay, I'm starting getting better, so I need to share this with others. But I was not strong enough, so it was like, okay, Annie, wait. um, and then yes, when I was like more stronger, when I was stronger, and I had like my base, my roots, no, I started helping others. But yes, I also do it when I was not so fine. So yes, you can help others although you are not healed because healing is like infinite process. It's like for all your life. And with Namnidam, yes, last year she's really involved in Palestinian. um, Palestinian conflict. Well, I don't know how to call it. Okay. I worked with her in a volunteering project. We created a website that is called Somos Gaza. And in that website, we wrote the stories of many of the people in Gaza, families. So people in Gaza started sending me like facts. So I organized those facts of the different people, families, and wherever, and I made stories. Yes, like story lives, Um, and I wrote those stories and I translated them because the website is in Spanish, but it's also in English. Um, with those stories, we create the website and each people has like a link of GoFundMe or PayPal, so you can donate to them and help them because, well, as many of us know, they have no food, no water. They are being bombed all the time. They are changing places all the time. So, well, that was the my main activity in that project. And well, of course, then I talk every week with them, with the people of Gaza, I mean. Um, so, well, that was one thing. But then when you open this path, it's like, again, an exponential thing. So you start, yes, like helping others in different ways. But yes, like all the time, because it can be, I don't know, you can smile to someone and that can help. You can say a nice word, a good morning, be polite, and that is a way to help others too. So yes, now it's like a whole day thing.
Wow, congratulations on finding a beautiful path of life, even though you started 2 years, 2.5 years ago through such a dark period of life. Um, is there anything you want to say to the people who are feeling the pressure of this time as an ending word?
Um, yes, so many things, but okay. Um, First of all, um, to those who are uh, going through difficult or challenging periods, um, try to find those people like me, for example. There are many examples that has already gone through all those things. Because when you are in that situation, you feel really alone, and you feel that you won't be able to get out of that hole. But it really helped me to read all those stories that people that could do it. So it was like, okay, if they could, I can. So that is one thing. And and then I don't know, share, be curious, ask for help, try it. Um, and there is, yes, I don't know. I mean, I can say many things, but then it's so personal. And yes, and sometimes when you are in those situations, like, okay, don't talk to me because you don't know what I am going through. And I totally respect that. But, but yes, I can say it's definitely possible to change almost everything. And And the most important thing is that I realize that everything is about perspective. So if you can change your perspective and start seeing things that are usually bad things as opportunities, as teachers, uh, and try to get out of those places like victim places, or why is this happening to me? Okay, yes, get angry, cry, shout, but then try to get out of that place, because we forget that there is a global, universal vision and plan. So you don't know what it will come for you and what does the universe have for you, but it's always the perfect thing for you. So if you try to be conscious and say to yourself, okay, this is perfect and this is part of the universal plan. And although I feel really bad and this is really tough and challenging, this will go to a better place because it's the best for my soul. Uh, I won't tell you that, okay, the sun will shine, because no, but it will be easier to go through those dark moments or
Mm.
challenging moments, because you can start um, trusting in that whole huge intelligence, power, God, universe, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm. So you're saying trust, change your perspective, and get
Yes,
help from
yes,
somebody you
yes,
trust.
yes, yes, yes,
Mm.
that could be.
Mm. No need to
Yes.
do it alone, right?
No, no, I mean, it's always on your own, but at the same time, it's always with others,
Mhm.
always, because we are all part of the same. So it can be.
Mm. I want to thank you for opening, sharing your journey. It's not easy to talk about the darkness, um, but I feel so much power, so much conviction, and dedication from you. I really wish you to just try it on and give it all. I'm curious what it brings to you. If you want to help Lakshmi Tera and the project of Namni Dan, we'll put a link under the podcast. And I think you're also going to appear on our Sangat Day, yes, in December, correct?
Yes,
So you want,
I will.
because Lakshmi Tera sings, so you wanna, we organize these Sangat Days. We invite you to come check our website. Every 3 months, there's a Sangat Day with incredible teachers, great variety, and I'm happy that Lakshmi Tera will also shine her light there. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. It's a big pleasure. It was a big pleasure. Yes, it was great to be here. Thank you for giving me this space to express myself, to share my feelings. Um, yes, and thank you for creating this website, so this information can reach more people. It's really important, your job, your work. So thank you.
Yeah. But like you said, yes, we're not alone. We do it together. You're part of it. Thank you. And you are part of it listening to us. So take the light, use it, and we hope you can benefit your life from it. See you the next time.